All right, first things first, I think Joel and I are the same. We conceptualize the trigger press a certain way. Now, there's a lot of concepts out there about how you should do it, like prep press, flip and press, ride the reset. Yeah, click bang, whatever. What we focus on is how we break the shot or how we break the trigger, and we're not too concerned with prepping it a certain way. So what we want is to stack the pressure on the trigger, continuously ramping it up. So if I graphed it out, the pressure over time, it's gonna ramp up like this. And we'll compress that based on how fast the shooting can be. So if I'm shooting 100 yards, I'm gonna start rolling through the trigger and stack the pressure up. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pounds until eventually the gun will go off. It ramps up. As the targets get closer and faster, I still ramp the pressure up the same way. I just do it faster and faster and faster, if that makes sense. What we want to avoid here is aim a lot, and then you want the gun to go off, oh, right now, and then you end up moving the gun off target as you try to pull the trigger at a particular instant. That's what we want to avoid. Instead, accept that the sight kind of floats, and I work through the trigger, or I smoothly press through it over a small amount of time and ramp the pressure in, as opposed to on-off switch type of shooting.
Yeah.
So, yes.
All right.
So now, Joel, we're going to do a little exercise here. Joel will show you.
You're going to love it.
I'll be the beeper man.
I'm not going to shoot any live ammo, so you don't need hearing protection. If you would, get around close enough that you could see my gun, please. So what I'm going to do is aim at the target. When I get a beep from Ben, I'm going to press the trigger. So you just pay attention and tell me what you see.
So his start position for this is finger not in contact with the trigger, but inside the guard. Stand by. Notice he has to react immediately. Do a slow one. That's a no-go, right? So that's not remotely working in the time frames that we are. So it has to be like that. Beep, press, and once again, his finger starting off the trigger. If he wants to do something like prep it to the wall, then press through, you can do that. You just have to do it quickly.
Sure, but how often are you actually doing that? So
I don't do that.
Tie that to the 6-shot drill we're doing. And I'd be like bang, bang. I'm like shooting pretty rapidly. If I want to slow down in the middle and like press part of the trigger and then press more, it just makes life way tougher. Because at some point intellectually, you have the now moment. Is the part I don't like. Like what Ben was talking about earlier. As opposed to being like, I got part way, it's like, okay, now's the time. When people, you're like, you are one of the people who do that. Yeah. Like, hey, edging. Now's the time, now's the time. And when you do that, you're gonna push into the gun. As opposed to just like, I'll roll on the pressure. I know you can't help yourself.
What?
So
why would I want to? I mean,
this is true.
Dude doesn't show up looking like that and not want to be made fun of, I assume.
Exactly, that's why I'm here. Very generous of you. The other thing you'll notice about the drill, the closer my finger gets to the trigger, the drill will become much easier. So if I want to start like just touching the trigger or pressing, having pressure already applied to the trigger, then press it immediately, like that's not going to be as tough. But does that actually simulate what we've been doing? Or think about like drawing the pistol and wanting to shoot, or you run around somewhere, you mount the gun and decide to start shooting. You're probably not going to. Well, I would advise you against when you draw the gun, like pulling the pressure halfway and then waiting to get to your eye line. Or moving around with your finger half on the trigger, like it's not going to make any sense, right? So for the importance of this drill is replicating what you're actually doing when you're shooting live ammunition, which is at some point I'm not touching the trigger, then I make the decision I'm ready to press the trigger, and I'm doing it immediately without influencing the gun, pressing the shot one way or the other. Yeah.
Double action, single action, guys.
Yes.
Which way do you want us to?
The answer is yes.
Well, which way do you shoot it in a match?
Double action, then it becomes single action.
So that we should practice. I would like to be good with both of those things.
Yeah.
Personally. But I would say I don't conceptualize them as different.
Okay.
If that makes sense? It's like I'll do the same thing, like stack the pressure up, roll through that double action, the same as with a single action. Like stack the pressure and roll through it.
Okay.
Like the double actions, especially, it's tempting to like press that shit halfway, and then like, oh, now the sights are where I want, and then press through the rest of the way. That's very difficult to do well. I think it's, again, let the sight float. Once I start pressing, I keep pressing as a roll through.
Also, the farther your finger gets away from the trigger, the tougher this drill gets. So we'll start you out just out of contact with the trigger, but as your finger gets more and more away, or if we have you start in the front of the trigger guard, this gets way tougher because you have more opportunity to do something bad.
Yeah, and then We'll probably also have you start the drill with your finger straight alongside the trigger guard. This is a realistic start position for some professions, and I think it's very difficult to get your finger in there and roll on the pressure without flexing your other muscles in your hand. But that's
Yes.
what we want to do.
Then, like Ben was talking about earlier, slowing down all the way, that I hear like beep, and then I start to apply pressure and then press, is just a no-go. Because
It's not
again, we want to
realistic.
we want to recreate the issues that you're seeing when you actually are shooting live ammo and you decide the sight's where you want it and it's time to shoot now. Does this make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
So have everybody come up.